Hey, what's up guys? Kerry Sullivan here, and I'll be answering your triathlon question of the day today. And the question today comes from Alan, and he says he's a triathlete, but he wants to have a six-pack. All right, so I got a few different opinions on this, and the number one thing is that, a lot of people think, well, if I have a six-pack, I've got a strong core. That's not necessarily the case at all. When you have a six-pack, it means you are lean enough and you have a small amount of body fat, so you're able to see that six-pack. So, usually when you start getting around on guys around 12%, 10% body fat, it can depend on the person too. People hold fat in different ways, but right around there is when you start to see some pretty good definition of most people of the abs. And so a lot of people think, well, if I just work out and I do lots of crunches and everything like that, that'll be enough to get me a six-pack. No. that is the answer to that one. Basically, you gotta lose body fat, and there's two different ways you can do that, or really kind of three. So the first thing you can do is you can burn more than you're taking in. All right, so that would be through exercise. So you can up the intensity, or you can up the volume of your exercise. I would not do both at the same time. That's often a recipe for disaster with people. So be careful of that. Do one or the other. The other thing you can do is you can cut calories, all right, from your diet. So again, you're burning more than you're taking in. Or you can do both. You can cut calories and up the amount of exercise you're doing, or the amount of calories you're burning. Just because you're upping the amount of volume of exercise, upping the intensity of the exercise you're doing, you can burn more, but doesn't necessarily mean you're upping the volume of that exercise. So those are the ways you can do it. A lot of people too think that, because that person has a six-pack or they're looking all lean and ripped out, they're strong or they have a strong core. Again, that's not necessarily true. They might not do any core work, but they're just super lean. So that's another thing to consider. The other thing I run into with triathletes, and this is just another point I want to make, is they think that if I'm this percentage body fat, I'm going to be faster. And again, that's not necessarily true. And I think a good example of that really is if you look at the top Olympic distance racers out there right now. It's you can basically boil it down to three guys. You got Javier Gomez and the Brownlee brothers. All three of them are pretty lean, but they're not super lean. There's leaner guys out there that you can see more muscle definition on, and they have less body fat on them. Yet those three guys are the three fastest guys out there, really by a long shot, if you really want to get down to it. So, what they are doing though, and what they have found is they've found their ideal body fat percentage, all right? And there's no studies out there to say that if you're 6% body fat, you're going to be a stud athlete or whatever it is. Everyone is individual. And I've worked with some guys that get down to a certain percent body fat and they don't feel good. They don't have the energy that they normally would or should, and they kind of start breaking down. So it can really vary for a lot of people. And then with women, it's when they get too lean, there can be a lot of other factors with it, but often if they get too lean, they can start losing their menstrual cycles, which you want to avoid too. That's definitely not healthy as well. So there's a lot of factors out there. I would tell you more than anything to be focused on your performance, but if you want to get that six-pack, get that six-pack. Just you're gonna have to lean out. That's the main thing to getting that six-pack. So that is your triathlon question for the day answered. If you want to leave any comments, feel free to do that. If you want your questions answered, leave them below, or if some of you guys have my email, or you can message me on Facebook, whatever. All different ways. I'll get it one way or another. So that's the tip of the day for you guys today, and that's it. Peace and love, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.